Nia Thompson had always been the kind of woman who radiated quiet strength. Tall, dark-skinned, and elegant without trying, she carried herself like someone who had known both storms and sunshine. But now, at 8 months pregnant, she moved a little slower. Her hand often rested over her stomach as if protecting the life growing inside. She lived in a city where power whispered through marble floors and smoked glass windows. But few knew the truth behind her life. To the world, she was just a woman, well-dressed, gentle, and soft-spoken. To those who moved in the shadows, however, she was the wife of Dante Morelli, one of the most feared and respected Mafia bosses in the region. A man with a reputation carved from fire and a heart that melted only for her. Nia didn't flaunt her status. She had grown up in a neighborhood where smiles mattered more than diamonds and respect was earned through kindness. So when she stepped into the luxurious boutique that day, she came only to buy a pair of baby shoes she had seen online, tiny white ones shaped like little clouds, a sentimental gift for her unborn daughter. The store was polished glass, gold accents, and soft jazz playing under soft lighting. But the moment she entered, the atmosphere chilled. 3 employees stood behind the counter. One of them, the manager, a sharp-jawed woman named Victoria, glanced at Nia, her eyes narrowing. "Can I help you?" she asked, her tone dripping with judgment. "Yes, actually." Nia smiled warmly, ignoring the coldness. "I saw the baby shoes from your new collection. I'd love to look at them in person." Victoria crossed her arms. "Those shoes are expensive." Nia blinked. "I understand. They're for real customers. People who can actually pay." Nia's chest tightened, but she kept her voice even. "I can pay." "Could I see them, please?" Victoria huffed. "I don't think you can. We don't keep our high-value items out for browsers." Another employee giggled. Nia folded her hands. "Ma'am, I'm not here to cause trouble. I just want to buy something for my daughter." "Oh, so it's your daughter?" Victoria sneered. "Right. Like you didn't just come in here to take pictures and knockoffs. We're not that kind of store." Nia took a slow breath, her heart pounding, but she remained composed. "Please get the shoes," she repeated. But Victoria stepped closer. "Too close and get out," she said coldly. "We don't serve your type here." Nia froze. Your type. She had heard those words before. As a child, as a teenager, as a woman. A blade disguised as language. Her voice trembled only slightly. "I'll be leaving. But I want your name and your corporate contact." Victoria laughed sharply. "Oh, you think you're important?" Then, in a flash of anger, one she claimed later was reflex, she slapped Nia across the face. The sound echoed through the luxury store like a gunshot. Nia stumbled back, clutching her belly, eyes wide, not from pain, but from shock and fear. Her baby. A customer screamed. Another gasped. One employee's hand flew to her mouth. "You hit her!" she cried. "She's pregnant." But Victoria seemed suddenly terrified, not of what she had done, but of what she had just seen. Because when Nia regained her balance, she didn't cry. She didn't shout. She didn't threaten. She just looked at Victoria with a calm that was colder than winter. "You have made a very, very big mistake." Her voice trembled, but with power. Nia walked out of the store slowly, carefully, protecting the life inside her. Meanwhile, across the city, Dante Morelli sat in a private dining room of an upscale restaurant, surrounded by men in tailored suits. Discussions of territory, trade routes, and alliances filled the air. His phone buzzed. It was a message from one of Nia's personal bodyguards, the ones who followed at a distance by her request. "Sir, there was an incident. Mrs. Morelli was struck." Dante's hand froze. His heart stopped. The room fell silent. His men looked up, sensing the shift. Then Dante stood. He didn't speak a word. But every man in that room knew. War had just been declared. When Dante arrived at the boutique, the windows of the store reflected his black car like a void-swallowing light. Security guards stepped aside without daring to breathe. Victoria stood behind the counter, still flustered, trying to act normal, until she saw him. He didn't shout. He didn't posture. He didn't need to. His presence filled the room like thunderclouds. "Where is my wife?" he asked softly. Victoria's lip trembled. I didn't know. She didn't say." Dante stepped closer, his voice low and dangerous. My wife does not need to announce who she is to deserve respect. Victoria shook her head. I just thought... You thought she didn't belong here, Dante finished for her. Because of her skin. Because of her appearance. Because she wasn't dressed in designer labels that brag about wealth, you assumed. His men moved behind him, silent shadows. Victoria collapsed into tears. I didn't mean... Dante leaned in, voice like ice. You put your hand on the mother of my child. Her breath hitched. You could have harmed them both. Victoria fell to her knees. Please, 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 I didn't know. Dante stared at her for a long time, then he stepped back. I don't harm women, he said, but I do end careers. He snapped his fingers once. The store manager, the employees who laughed, the cashier who said nothing, they were removed. The boutique would be closed within a week. Corporate was already notified. Lawyers were already preparing documents. The store's reputation, its social media presence, its reviews, its sponsorship deals, all would crumble. But Dante didn't stay to watch ruin take shape. He had something far more important to hold. At home, Nia sat in their bedroom, her hand resting over her belly again. When Dante entered, she looked up. Her eyes weren't angry, just tired. He knelt before her, his forehead resting gently against her belly. I'm sorry, he whispered. I should have been there. Nia placed her hand on his head. No, she replied softly. I just want our daughter to grow up in a world where people are judged by their heart, not their skin. I don't want her to live in fear or rage or revenge. Dante looked up at her, eyes glistening. You want peace. His voice cracked. I want love, she corrected gently, and he kissed her hand. Months later, their daughter, Amara, was born healthy, perfect, beautiful, and on her tiny feet, little white cloud-shaped baby shoes. A custom gift, not bought, given. Because the boutique chain, desperate to repair public outrage, had sent thousands of apology letters. But Nia didn't seek revenge. She didn't want ruin. She simply wanted change. And because of her, diversity training was mandated across the entire luxury retail chain nationwide. Hiring practices were reformed. Reporting systems were strengthened. Respect began to grow where arrogance once lived. And people remembered, you never know who someone is, you never know what they've lived through. So treat everyone with dignity, always.